Spirituality automatically leads to humility. When a flower develops into a fruit, the petals drop off on its own. When one becomes spiritual, the ego vanishes gradually on its own. A tree laden with fruits always bends low. Humility is a sign of greatness. A boat may stay in water, but water should not stay in boat. A spiritual aspirant may live in the world, but the world should not live within him. If you meditate on your ideal, you will acquire its nature. If you think of God day and night, you will acquire the nature of God. The ego is like the root of a banyan tree. You think you have removed it all, then one fine morning you see a sprout flourishing again. The supreme purpose and goal for human life is to cultivate love. The sun can give heat and light to the whole world, but he cannot do so when the clouds shut out his rays. Similarly, as long as egotism veils the heart, God cannot shine upon it. All religions are true. God can be reached by different religions. Many rivers flow by many ways, but they fall into the sea. They all are one. Sugar and sand may be mixed together, but the ant rejects the sand and goes off with the sugar grain, so pious men lift the good from the bad. There are three kinds of love: unselfish, mutual, and selfish. The unselfish love is of the highest kind. The lover only minds the welfare of the beloved and does not care for his own sufferings. In mutual love, the lover not only wants the happiness of his beloved, but has an eye towards his own happiness also. It is middling. The selfish love is the lowest. It only looks towards its own happiness, no matter whether the beloved suffers weal or woe. When the fruit appears, the blossom drops off. Love of God is the fruit, and rituals are the blossom. If diving once does not bring you pearls, you need not therefore conclude that the sea is without them. A devotee who can call on God while living a householder's life is a hero indeed. God thinks, "He is blessed indeed who prays to me in the midst of his worldly duties." He is trying to find me, overcoming a great obstacle, pushing away, as it were, a huge block of stone weighing a ton. Such a man is a real hero. You should love everyone because God dwells in all beings. An ocean of bliss may rain down from the heavens, but if you hold up only a thimble, that is all you receive. Forgiveness is the true nature of the ascetic. The young bamboo can be easily bent, but the full-grown bamboo breaks when it is bent with force. It is easy to bend the young heart towards God, but the untrained heart of the old escapes the hold whenever it is so drawn. You speak of doing good to the world. Is the world such a small thing? And who are you, pray, to do good to the world? First realize God, see Him by means of spiritual discipline. If He imparts power, you can do good to others, otherwise not. If you spent 1/10 of the time you devoted to distractions like chasing women or making money to spiritual practice, you would be enlightened in a few years. The tree laden with fruits always bends low. If you wish to be great, be lowly and meek. You should not feel that your path is the only right path and that other paths are wrong. You mustn't bear malice toward others. The world is impermanent. One should constantly remember death. Sunlight is one and the same wherever it falls, but only a bright surface like that of water, or of a mirror reflects it fully. so is the light divine. It falls equally and impartially on all hearts, but the pure and pious hearts of holy men receive and reflect that light well. The truth is that you cannot attain God if you have even a trace of desire. Subtle is the way of Dharma. If you are trying to thread a needle, you will not succeed if the thread has even a slight fiber sticking out. The magnetic needle always points to the north, and hence it is that sailing vessel does not lose her direction. So long as the heart of man is directed towards God, he cannot be lost in the ocean of worldliness. I have now come to a stage of realization in which I see that God is walking in every human form and manifesting himself alike through the sage and the sinner, the virtuous and the vicious. Therefore, when I meet different people, I say to myself, God in the form of the saint, God in the form of the sinner, God in the form of the righteous, God in the form of the unrighteous. Do not be small-minded. Do not pray for goods and pumpkins from God, when you should be asking for pure love and pure knowledge to dawn within every heart. It is not lust alone that one should be afraid of in the life of the world. There is also anger. Anger arises when obstacles are placed in the way of desire. Men are like pillowcases. The color of one may be red, that of another blue, and that of the third black, but all contain the same cotton within. So it is with man, one is beautiful, another is ugly, a third holy, and a fourth wicked, but the divine being dwells in them all. The world is indeed a mixture of truth and make-believe. Discard the make-believe and take the truth. God can be realized through all paths. All religions are true. The important thing is to reach the roof. You can reach it by stone stairs or by wooden stairs or by bamboo steps or by a rope. You can also climb up by a bamboo pole. It is very pleasant to scratch an itching ringworm, but the sensation one gets afterwards is very painful and intolerable. In the same way, the pleasures of this world are very attractive in the beginning, but their consequences are terrible to contemplate and hard to endure.